You're listening to the Nerd to Know Media Network. Join us at nerdtoknowmedia.com.
Broadcasting from the Blanchistan Center, this is Phoenix FM.
The internet is a communications tool used the world over where people can come together to bitch about movies and share facts.
According to the Nerd Index, you should be upside down in a junior high toilet around the clock.
This is We'll do it live! Time goes in, time goes out. Never miscommunication.
It's over 9,000! My name is Foxy.
The balls are in there. Do a barrel roll. Don't face me, bro. It's a trap. I'm a firing believer. Time to Hey, Charlie, wake up! Oh, God, oh, man.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Nerd to Know Basis here on Phoenix 92.5 FM. With me, as always, I have Dara and Katie. How are we doing, guys?
Ahoy, Kev.
Ahoy.
I think we're still recovering from DCC.
Yeah, we like for the Nerd to Know crew, we have had an absolutely stellar but busy weekend. As all of us were in attendance at Dublin Comic Con, which I think went down an absolute treat. I think the guys smashed it this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it went really, really well. It was, I will have to say though, for journalistic integrity, holy hell was it busy.
Yeah.
Like I will nearly say, if that was your first time going to DCC, it's never normally like that. Like, we were there on a Sunday and it was like peak. It was like it was a Saturday 1 p.m., which is usually when it's the busiest.
Yeah, and we were there kind of early on a Sunday. We were there before 12.
Yeah, we were there as it was opening as well. You guys were there before it was opening. But when I got there, it was still crazy busy. And I mean, it was so busy that weird smell came back. That you usually only get on a Saturday at 3 o'clock. I'm like, oh my God, it's back on a Sunday where it shouldn't be.
Nature is healing.
Nature is healing.
Smells like home.
I will have to say, please, cons, maybe look for a sponsorship of deodorant.
It's not a bad idea. Not singling anyone out, of course.
Just hit up Old Spice.
No, I mean, like, I was standing behind a guy, and I could tell he hasn't showered in a very long time. So no. I mean, if he had been greeted with some, cleaning products, that would have been nice. Just a
gentle mist that sprays over you as you walk.
Exactly, as you walk in. And I thought maybe post-COVID that would have been a thing, but no. So that's my only criticism.
No, I mean, at a certain point, though, a deodorant's not going to be enough.
Well, I mean, they can't just grab a random person and throw them in the shower. Like, that would be a bit much. But
not with that attitude, you can't.
Do you guys remember that story a couple of weeks ago, about a year and a bit ago, where they banned people in Yu-Gi-Oh conventions who didn't shower?
That's fair.
So basically, it was like, when you go to certain Yu-Gi-Oh conventions, certain cards and moves are banned, right?
Yeah.
But they actually introduced the same ban for people who hadn't showered. So you had to shower before you went, which, I mean, says an awful lot.
And to be fair, at a point, it does become a health and safety concern.
Yeah, that's fair.
But no, to be honest, I'd never been like in the convention center full stop before.
Really?
Yeah, just never had any reason to go before, and never got a chance to really go to cons when I was working weekends for years. The one thing I will say, like, I've been to smaller cons, like in Croke Park. It's all very linear. It's all very wide open space. The convention center, it was very difficult to find things. Like, things seemed like they were hidden away in back rooms.
Yeah,
I did not find the artist alley until about 4:30 on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing about that is, it's like, it used to be out in Swords. That's how long I've been going. We used to have out in Swords, and it was all open plan, but it was a heck of a lot smaller. Now, the thing about DCC is, in the convention center, it makes an awful lot of sense, but there is Like Keen, I said it to Keen. Keen was like, oh, it's great that you have the one-way system, but that does kind of impede you going up. And like, to be fair with cons, the first time I didn't really start doing cons properly until my fourth or fifth time at a convention, where I realized, oh, there's panels and there's like all this other stuff, because you are just kind of blown away by the trade hall being on the first floor. So it's kind of a learning experience where you start going to these and you're not really sure. DCC does the best, and I mean, it probably is the best experience you're going to get, but you know, there is room for improvement. But again, I don't think I can blame that at the guys.
No. That's not like, that's what I'm saying. This is something I'm leveling at the convention center.
Yeah, no,
in terms of a layout.
That's it. No, the convention center it's just because it has that one way system as such, where the only way up is the escalator. And like, even myself, like I've been going to the convention center for years. I graduated at the convention center. I know it extremely well, but it's also very annoying trying to get up those stairs because you can only go up the escalators.
Yeah, I think there was a queue for the escalators the first time me and Katie were going upstairs.
There was a queue for the escalator the whole day, man.
A particular queue for the escalator where we were like, no, you know what? That's too long. Let's go for the stairs. And it felt like about 3 flights. And Katie was like, no, it's fine. We're almost there. Just turn. It was like floor 1. It was like,
yeah,
we're good. We're getting out. We're going.
We'd gone up like 3 or 4 flights, and we'd only gone up 1 floor, and we were trying to get to the top floor.
We passed by what I think was about 3 back alley Yu-Gi-Oh duels. So it felt like we'd gone up several stories.
Oh my god, that's incredible. You should have interviewed those people. Legitimately.
Hey, listen, no, they were deep in thought.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like, you know, when Ron goes to the Parks and Rec, and he goes to the vegan shop.
I go to the supermarket the same reason people go to the zoo. Look at this guy.
Look at this guy. That's what you should have done. Some what's it? Guerrilla journalism on the back alley Yu-Gi-Oh duel. But the pandemic, the epidemic.
While I didn't get to see a whole lot of the events or the panels, just for like being way too busy and way too overwhelmed, of course I have to give an absolute thank you and a shout out to anyone who came to our panel, the Literally Everything is Wrestling, and contributed suggestions. You guys make that panel what it is and make it what fun it is.
Absolutely.
And also just to people who like came up to us and said hi as well. Like, you know, people who recognized us and came over. That was really nice too.
It absolutely was. It's, you know, that kind of panel specifically, you know, Kev, as you said, it's not possible without people. Like, I mean, it is, but it's a lot less fun. I think that's the most successful.
But it's literally just a classics lecture.
Yeah, then it's just a classics lecture, and it's like, that's fine for me, but maybe not for everybody else. But no, I mean, I think we had about 30, 40 people come up ask questions, which is crazy.
And some people came up more than once.
They did, and we gave away all our prizes that we had as well. So, you know, that was really cool of people.
My fingers were a little bit loose. I couldn't hold on to that Bret Hardy autobiography.
No, that's fair. I mean, that was the real prize. I mean, if people haven't heard it for some reason, go and check out. It was on Phoenix FM, but it's last week. But now it's also on
Spotify,
YouTube, iTunes.
This is the beautiful thing as well. You're getting a double dose of Nerd to Know this week because you got the panel and you've got this week's show.
Yeah, exactly. So
I suppose we've talked about Dublin Comic Con now so many times the past week. Let's move on to. Let's move this kind of onto some new things.
Can I just say one? Can I just say one thing? It's the only con I've been at in a while where I actually didn't do anything because it was so busy and overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. So I feel bad for people who were there, because I know some people it was their first con ever, and they're like saying, "Oh, it was very packed." I'm like, yeah, I did some journalism afterwards, actual journalism, not like, you know, just journalism. And I actually did some investigation in it. And yeah, they were not expecting it to be as busy as it was. Kind of one of those things where it's like, whoa, let's go. The upside of this is, though, because they sold so many tickets, they pretty much made their money back, like a lot. So we're going to get, like, DCC isn't going anywhere, which is fantastic.
Oh, no, they've already got the spring one planned. And
they do. They've announced guests as well.
They've already started rolling out guests. Yep. I can't remember who now was.
Think of someone from
Ryan Hurst.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy. Yeah.
So, but there was like, that convention center isn't cheap to rent.
No.
You know, and obviously when DCC was cancelled like 2 or 3 times as well during the pandemic. So, I mean, it's great that they're back and it's so successful, but holy heck, like,
Like how many deposits did they lose in the
Exactly.
process?
Exactly. So it is very, very nice to see that they made that money back and they're stable again, because a lot of places didn't do it. So, but again, for anyone who went, I mean, give it another go next year. I don't think it's going to be that crazy again, but it was still cool. I went in and so after the panel, before the panel, I bought €100 worth of comics. I nearly missed our panel actually because I was downstairs at the comics. Some kid was in the way. I'm like, move, kid! I'm trying to buy comics, and
that's the most Dara thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
kind
out of my way, puny child.
No, I didn't want to do that because then you would just be the comic guy from Simpsons, and I was just like, no, I'll wait for him to finish. So I nearly missed our panel because of that kid. So yeah.
And you're saying that doesn't make you the comic book guy?
It doesn't, because I mean, I had some consideration to be like, I won't push you out of the way. I'll wait. I also did manage to meet Dan Fogler actually from Fanboys afterwards, because I actually went around and did con stuff after.
Oh, was he still around on the Sunday? I didn't know.
Yeah, they were all around. Even Mario, he was.
Oh,
there.
I suppose they were doing their signings and that. Yeah.
Yeah. So they weren't doing their talks, obviously, but they were still doing their thing. So I went over and had a chat with him, and super nice guy. Mario, my friend met Mario and met Queen Maeve. And I was just like, she's like, yep, I spent a lot of money. And then I realized why she spent so much money. I'm like, oh, you did spend a lot of money going to meet people, because that adds up very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
That is an expensive thing to do at cons, actually, is meeting people.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Or getting signatures anyway. It's like €50 a pop.
Yeah, that's why, like, when I was meeting people, I would pick like the one person I really wanted to meet the most, and that was the only person I would meet.
Yeah, I mean, that. It's not usually a thing I do at conventions. I don't really like meet any of the people because, I just like the panels and usually Artist Alley and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I had to, and I got a signed bit from Fanboys, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. So,
well, yeah, why meet celebrities when you could just meet a lovely artist? And this is my experience in that I met an artist, ended up talking to them about Final Fantasy 14, and now have their Final Fantasy 14 online tag to play games with them.
Nice.
There you go. And that is only something that can happen at Comic-Con, folks.
But as I said, we've been talking about the con so much.
Yeah.
There's other things in the roster, like the movie that is absolutely sweeping the streaming nation right now.
Batgirl?
But no, yeah, we'll let you take Batgirl right now.
This is the new Morbin time.
Morbius 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So I
shelved.
So anyone who doesn't know, Batgirl was completely made, ready to go, and then all of a sudden shelved. Now here's why it was shelved. So do you guys know that Warner Brothers was bought by Discovery?
Yes,
Okay.
that was recent enough.
That, no.
But yeah, it was one of the big mergers.
So this is a big merger. This is like when WCW was bought by Time Warner, WCW the wrestling company, and then it killed WCW, right? So again, literally everything is wrestling. So this is very, very similar, where the new guy who took over Warner Brothers was like, I hate everything you're doing. I don't want to do this. So we're going to, make money. So basically, all the stuff that Warner Brothers is doing, and DC, by the way, DC Comics, no longer called DC Comics. It's called DC, which, you know what, makes way more sense, because DC Comics, Detective Comics is a stupid name. People are upset by it. I'm like, it's a stupid name.
No, you're right. For a second there, I thought you were going to tell me they were named something else entirely, but no, that's fair.
I kind of liked it though. It's fun to say Detective Comics.
Yeah, I know, but saying that's fine, but saying DC Comics is really stupid.
It makes it sound like it's somebody named Detective Comic, and it's his comics.
But so DC.com is the new name now and the new brand for DC Comics, right? Which again, I can't believe it took them that long. So it seems like your man is coming in. He's like, right, all the stupid stuff that we do here, we're getting rid of it.
No. Like, do you know the reason why it was it was shelved? This wasn't a preference thing. I don't know the logistics of it, but somehow shelving that movie and writing it off, they managed to get a tax break that they judged to be worth more than the actual more than the worth of the price of production and any sales they'd make back.
So I haven't got there yet, Kevin. Okay. I'm getting there. Don't worry.
You're too eager.
You're too eager. That's part of it.
Sorry that I just think that's insane.
Hold on, we'll get there. So they're basically, he came in and he's been hacking his way through a bunch of things, removing stuff off. A lot of this as well came to the absolute disaster that was HBO Max. Basically deciding to put movies on there, which got them sued in certain places as well, and also caused a lot of controversy, particularly with The Matrix, because they released The Matrix the same day, which caused piracy, etc., etc. So this guy basically is like, we're gonna fix things no matter what, right? Now with Batgirl, so not to bury lead, Batgirl, it was supposed to be the next one in the DCEU, right? It looks terrible, right? So bad that I really want to see it, because it looks like the worst thing ever. From a production standpoint, Batman looks like he's wearing a Halloween costume. Batgirl looks like she's wearing a worst Halloween costume. And the cast is a bit weird. Although I do want to see Michael Keaton back in things, right?
Was this the one with Brendan Fraser as Firefly?
This is the one with Brendan Fraser as Firefly.
Oh, I would have loved that.
Yeah, I would have loved it too. So here's the reason. So Kev is right. So it cost 100 million to make, right? Now, do you guys know how movies work? Like profits?
That's a loaded question.
No, like the actual way a movie is profitable. Do you know how they figure it out?
Is it a projection from the initial box office sales, or am I
kind of right?
Yeah.
So for a movie to be profitable, it needs to make its money back and then marketing. So if a movie costs 50 million, marketing costs 50 million, it will cost 100 million. So it needs to make at least 100 million to make its money back, and then 2 million to be profitable, right?
Yeah.
So or 200 million to be profitable. So this cost 100 million. Marketing would have been 100 million. It would have had to make 200 million back to break even, and 400 million to be profitable. Okay. This thing was not making 400 million. This thing was so bad, apparently, they said it would have damaged the franchise. That is what they have said, believe it or not. And the test screening backed this up, where it said it's 30%.
Which is really saying something, really considering what DC's been putting in and had put out.
Yeah. So, I mean, but then again, this was when DC was run by Warner Brothers, and they just didn't care. They're like, yeah, make whatever you want to. Yeah, you want to make that, go for it. So people are freaking out because Batgirl had, like, you know, all these diversity things in it, which is like fine. But at the same time, it's like, I'm going to put this to you guys, right? Are you more upset that they got $100,000 tax write-off, or that they canceled a bad movie?
It's like, the tax write-off's kind of the crazy thing, but it's also that, like, just like, what I feel bad for are the production team, are the people that worked on this movie, that just like how you can just write and produce a whole movie and then suddenly be told, no, that's going to go on a shelf and nobody's ever going to see it.
But this has happened. This has happened to the Fantastic Four.
Can we just take a moment to acknowledge all of the memes that will never be made?
See, Katie, you read my mind. That's why I want to see this movie.
Yeah.
It's probably the greatest thing. It's probably like a meme a minute. Like, I can, just from the costume alone, you can tell it was.
Won't somebody please think of the memes?
I mean,
there's absolute validity in a terrible movie that we should still get to see. I don't care if they spend 100 million on advertising. Just put it on something.
Yeah, I mean, it's already made. It's good to go. What's the harm?
See, the harm is that it will damage the brand. And probably, here's the thing, it will probably kill comic movies. That's what they're saying. They're saying it's actually that bad.
Okay, but that just makes me want to see it more.
It makes me want to see it more too. But I'm like, how like tone deaf could this have been? Because apparently,
what is it, like Batgirl? It's Morbin time.
Like, it was written by apparently someone who did a couple episodes of Miss Marvel, right? Which I haven't seen the show. Kev, you said it was good, but
I watched the first episode of Miss Marvel and I just couldn't. It was like beyond cringe.
So apparently that's what the movie's like.
I really like Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
I think it's very sincere, and I really enjoyed the journey of it.
So Kev would probably be a huge fan of this movie.
Yeah, probably.
Do you know what? I just couldn't listen to her say cosmic anymore.
Did you say it loads of times?
She says cosmic so much.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Look, and the thing about it is, I don't know who it was written by, but apparently it's not a good writer either. I think he did one or two comics, but here's the thing: Batgirl as a comic, and this is probably based on the New 52, right? The run itself wasn't bad. Gail Simone's run, pretty decent, goes off the rail a little bit at some points, but then kind of comes back around. I just don't know who this was really for, because I mean they brought back Michael Keaton and they brought back Brent. Everybody likes Brendan Fraser, but they brought back Michael Keaton, and they wanted to kind of tie it to the Justice League and the Snyderverse, right? No one who likes the Snyderverse would like this movie. It's weird. Now, what they should do is they should have this as an Elseworld, where you're like, hey, Batgirl Elseworld, drop it on a streaming service, release it in Walmart for $5. I'd buy it and laugh my head off because it'd probably be hilarious. But yeah, that's why it was shelved, because one, you can get a tax write-off, but this happened in 1994 with Fantastic Four. So Fantastic Four, the rights were owned by Fox since the 80s, right?
Mhm.
And basically the way rights work is if you don't make a movie or something from the rights, you lose the rights, I think every 12 years, right? So you have to constantly make garbage just to say I've made the garbage, here's the garbage, right? So this is the same with Superman, it's the same with Batman, but specifically with different contracts, that's why they do it. But Fox holding on to the Fantastic Four, they had to make something, which is why a Fantastic Four movie comes out every couple of years.
Yeah.
Or gets made every couple of years for this reason, up until Marvel got them back. So this was made, written, shot, produced, everything, and it's set on a shelf for years. Now I actually have it because it's on the internet, but it's a great documentary called the Fantastic Four movie, or Roger Corman's Fantastic Four movie, and that's great. It's also on Amazon Prime, and I actually go through the whole lot. They actually initially wanted trauma directors to make it, because they're like, we don't care how much it costs. Like, we don't want this to make any money. So I think the whole thing cost $1 million. And that's
I've seen the clips. Everything is made out of styrofoam. It's wonderful.
So it's kind of, but here's the thing. So adjusted for inflation, that'd probably be what, maybe like 15 million, maybe. That's a far cry from 100 million. Now my favorite part about Batgirl, right, that I've seen, the stunt driver is like a kind of chubby white guy for Batgirl. Amazing. Like, I mean, you can't make it up. He has a mustache.
It's just, when you're mentioning Fantastic Four, it's just like, they say it's a movie so bad at the time, comic book movies. We live in a post-fan four-stick world. Like that movie, that is a bad movie on every equitable level.
It is, but it's not tied to anything. I mean, it's just kind of there. This would actually be in the canon of Snyderverse.
DC's canon has been loose at best.
I know, but for example, the Joker can exist on its own thing, right? But the minute you start bringing in Michael Keaton's Batman and start bringing in who's the guy that played not Simmons, what's his name?
J.K. Simmons?
Yeah, exactly. When you start bringing him in, you tie it all together, and then you can, if the movie doesn't perform, I mean, here's the thing with Batgirl, right? She's okay, and the character was all right, but I mean, I don't know what they were trying to do. Like, it's like you don't have you have a Batman, but you don't have Nightwing, and it's just like there's a way to make this movie, and it seems like they weren't doing it. I don't know what they were trying to do, but it failed, and it's 100 million failure, which I really want to see, genuinely. So they said release the Snyder Cut. Release Batgirl.
Release the bots. That's
Justice for Batgirl.
Justice for Batgirl.
Because that's another. I might have missed a show. Did we cover that as well?
Which
bots for the Snyder Cut?
Oh yeah, most of them are bots apparently, right?
Yeah, no, that was not a fan aid thing. That was bots.
But here's the thing: as we learned from Elon, it looks like most of Twitter is bots anyway. So I mean, shock horror. But like,
shock and awe, yeah.
Everyone kind of knew it's very easy to make a Twitter bot, folks. Couple of lines of code and the credentials, and boom, there you go.
And suddenly you have a fan outlash.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of the way it is, you know. But anyway, so that's the whole story of why Batgirl has been shelved. And again, we missed out on Morbius, basically, like a fan level event like Morbius.
I don't know. It could be a whole publicity thing because it's getting a lot of attention right now.
Yeah, look, as I said, it's, if you're going to there's one hand going, right, well, you should just release it, right, which I believe you should. People sticking up for because it's I don't know. I take a movie on its merits. For example, Morbius. Morbius is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But the memes are great. And a meme can save it. So even if the movie's terrible, memes can still save it. So, because here's the thing. If it had released, everyone would have saying how awful it is, except for like 5 people, Kev being one of them probably.
Apparently, yeah.
But everyone else would have enjoyed the memes. Now, here's the crazy thing. Did you guys hear about Ezra Miller?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, how is that Flash movie still in production?
Ezra Miller's in jail or being arrested now.
He's been arrested a few times at this point.
But I think he's going to jail, Jed. He's not getting away with this time.
Like prison.
Prison.
Listen, they're a terrible person. Can I just correct their pronouns are they, them?
No, not anymore. They used to.
Really?
They went back on it. You're way far behind.
Damn.
You're way far behind.
Listen, I'm out here to vilify people for punching people in Hawaii and stealing children. But
that's far behind.
Yeah. I am okay. Yeah, I have not caught about this story in a while.
There's something else that happened there during the week.
God,
something about a Canadian person, right?
Canadian person, yeah. I mean, Ezra Miller. I don't know what's going on with that person. Wild, just wild. Like it's crazy. But I just don't know how the Flash movie's still happening. Like the Flashpoint, I don't think you can just not release it. And I don't think you can, because there's 2 parts played by Ezra Miller in this. There's 2 Flashes in it.
And also, how can you catch them to actually film? Apparently, they're on the cops.
I thought that the Flashpoint film had been kind of put on hiatus for now.
I don't know. Like they spent so much time promoting it, and it is it's like Batgirl wasn't a tentpole movie. It was just a movie that's coming out. This is one of DC's tentpole.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't think you can cancel it. You'll pretty much just kill their entire thing they're trying to do. But then again, apparently Amber Heard is in Aquaman 2 briefly, but they've greatly reduced her role.
Yeah, it's very hard. Once you have a contract with someone, it's very, very hard to get out of that if they don't want to get out of it.
Yeah, no, that's true. Because if you did kind of go back and edit out Ezra Miller, right? That's probably 100 million right there to actually CGI in someone else's face.
Someone else, yeah.
CGI is incredibly expensive. So you'll end up with that weird CGI like you did in the first cut of Justice League, where they, had the mustache edited out. Apparently that cost 40 million to do that.
Just to get rid of a mustache.
Get rid of a mustache. It's because Henry Cavill couldn't shave because of Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah.
So I don't know, guys. I want to see Flashpoint, but I'm also I don't want to. Ezra Miller probably should be in jail for a very long time.
Yeah.
I don't know, but again, trying to keep up with that story, what they are and who they've assaulted apparently is very difficult. Allegedly assaulted, but
it just keeps getting crazier and crazier.
It's crazier and crazier. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know how the police don't have enough to, or how DC even aren't able to be the optics of this look really bad.
But surely it would be a breach of contract as well, surely there would be some loophole.
I don't know, guys. I don't see choking an Icelandic person in this contract.
But I mean,
allegedly,
the fact that
allegedly,
if you are going to prison, that surely that would be a breach of contract because you've basically incapacitated yourself and made yourself unable to work.
That's fair.
Very possible. Yeah. No, it's weird. It's very strange, and it's very strange that DC are just not acknowledging it at all.
Well, no, that's kind of, I can see it from their point of view that, don't say anything to make it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like Ezra Miller is making it worse by themselves. I saw the arrest footage and I was like, I don't even know what to say here. And then they release conflicting claims or whatever. It's wild, but sorry. I just didn't even think they were that great as the Flash, to be honest with you. But I don't know, hire somebody else. Just, reshoot it or whatever. But then again, they're supposed to come out April next year. April 2023.
It's not coming out April.
I don't think it's coming out then.
Listen, Ezra Miller related, look at the objectively bad Fantastic Beasts movie. I think we are on our 5th Grindelwald.
That's true. That's actually a very good point.
Just recast them.
Well, I mean, Ezra Miller was in that whole series.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, again, objectively bad movies.
Yeah, no, they're.
But
really
maybe you take a page out of that.
It's crazy. I didn't even realize those Grindelwalds were related. Oh, actually, and also, it was Grindelwald because Johnny Depp. Who was the first one? Colin Farrell.
Well, if you want to go back, Jamie Campbell-Bower was in the original set of movies.
He was, yeah. He was in the Deathly Hallows.
One of them. He literally jumped out a window, and that was it.
Yeah, but he's in the Fantastic Beasts as well, isn't he?
Is he? I don't think he is.
I think he is as like a flashback.
I don't know, but I think that was the Harry Potter movies.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he makes an appearance, but
he's what I consider Grindelwald Zero.
And then they have Colin Farrell.
Then it was Johnny Depp.
Then Johnny Depp.
And now Mads. Listen, these movies simply can't go on. I think they're still set to because Fox.
How? They're not even good.
Is it Warner Brothers? That's still Warner Brothers. Because Warner Brothers are insane.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. As bad as Marvel can be, and Marvel have released some terrible stuff, legitimately. At least it's like they don't have any like crazy people or criminals there. It's like, what's going on? And here's the thing: if your man from Discovery's like, right, we're gonna clear this up. I think it was a long time coming. They probably are like, we like money, but we also, need to get this sorted. Imagine you're running a business, Kev, and someone's like, right, here's the movies we have coming out. They're all arrested. What do you do? Or they've all done something horrible. What do you do?
Well, I look at Disney and Hulu, who have released a good movie, and I think we should talk about a good movie for a change.
Go on. What's a good movie?
A good movie that has been getting a lot of press recently is the recently released Prey. It's on Disney Plus here, and I think it's Hulu over in the States.
Right.
It is a Predator sort of prequel. I think just canonical.
It's a Predator movie.
A Predator story, I think it's best way.
Yeah, it's a Predator story set, hundreds of years before modern Predator.
Yeah, it's set in a kind of mid-colonial, still native settled America.
Right.
Where just the entire premise is a Predator just lands next to this
Comanche tribe.
I couldn't remember the name. Comanche tribe. And then Predator movie ensues. I have a deep affection for a movie that is simply an hour and a half and does its single job, and that's it. It has deeper layers that you can read into it, because almost as a kind of a twist to the series, if you want to call this a twist, the year 2022. But it is a female-led movie, and there is a struggle. There is a story about this woman struggling under a patriarchal society, but then also fighting a predator.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to comment much beyond this. But I will say that it's made by the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is genuinely
the best Cloverfield.
It's a great
Absolutely.
movie.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I mean that it has that going for it. It looks cool, but again, I haven't
it's just a tight movie. You watch it. It's one of those movies where you watch it and it feels like 20 minutes have passed.
Yeah.
It is just tight. It does what it needs to do, and it's gone.
And that said, there are, a very small handful of, I would say, plot points that didn't really make much sense, but, it does the job. And if they make more movies like that, I think they're on the right track.
I think Predator, I think it's good. I think Predator is a sort of thing that will work if it's just that sort of set, just time, almost period piece storytelling of just pick a point in history that was pretty interesting as set dressing, and then just yuck a predator in.
It's pretty much like Assassin's Creed. It's what they
And
do in
actually,
Assassin's Creed. Yeah.
to be fair, I think the Predator design for the feral Predator has been my favorite so far. Like, he just looked great.
Oh yeah. There was kind of like, I like the kind of the bone mask
The
he kind of
bone
had.
mask,
Yeah.
Yeah, he just looked great. He
that was
moved
it.
really well. It was beautiful.
One, like, 'cause the visual design and it was great. I don't think it was a thing in the original, but the fact that this Predator has that kind of just like stark neon blue blood, I thought that looked awesome. Like, it was such a like it was such a bright like visual element, especially in like the darker scenes that just really lit the place up. It was awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. Like, you know, it might not be canon to what Schwarzenegger did, but like, it doesn't have to be. We're talking about alien hunters, like.
Talking about Native Americans fighting an alien, like, what more do you want?
Yeah, no, like, full disclosure. I half watched this movie while I was raiding Final Fantasy 14 dungeons. So like,
For shame.
I caught most of it.
No, you have to give it the proper attention it deserves.
I'll probably watch it again.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. And Dari, you gotta watch it. It's
to be fair,
wonderful.
In my defense, I was raiding a dungeon I think I have raided several hundred times at this point. So I was a solid like 70-30 in attention split. I just had to focus on making sure my rotations were doing okay. Most of my attention was on Prey.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of times in that movie where I just went, ooh. And you know that's what you want from that kind of movie. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
like nothing else. Even like this, okay, the story, you know, has its place. It's not a majorly strong story. The plot itself is it can be weak in places, but like just visually, it was just beautiful.
And I mean, like, I'm absolutely here for a movie that involves watching a bunch of French colonists get absolutely shredded to pieces.
Yeah.
That's something I personally enjoy.
Yeah. Like I will say, for the main character, her whole struggle of, I want to be a hunter, but everybody's laughing at me. It's like, well, you're not very good at hunting. Let's be real here. You know, you keep saying I can hunt. And it's like, no, you can't. You can trap. You can't hunt.
Yeah.
Well, there's a place for a trapper as well, but you're going to have to move a bit more north than that, because that's where the trappers are, in Colorado.
Well, you know, if the end of that movie is going to go by, I think they're probably going to go there. But yeah, no, I don't want to see this like spun off into a whole sequel thing. As I said, if Predator just kind of sticks with the formula of get a place, put a Predator in it, I'm going to be happy, because I had no interest in this movie when I first heard it was a Predator prequel. Like,
I didn't even know what it was.
Oh no! As soon as I saw the trailer, I was just like, "Yeah, I'm having that."
You know what's great though? Predator Hunting Grounds, and that's pretty much the same thing. Where it's one of the.
That the asymmetrical online play online.
Yeah, it's like Dead by Daylight, but you're a Predator. It's actually very good.
Well, actually, while just on the mention of Dead by Daylight, have y'all heard about what they've done recently?
No, I haven't played it in a while.
They have put out hold on while I get the name, because they put out a new spin-off game, a spin-off title.
No, they haven't.
Called Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating simulator.
Oh wow.
Where you get to date the monsters from Dead by Daylight.
Oh wow.
Specifically the original ones.
We're gonna need more information.
That's all it is. It's a visual novel dating sim, but you are at a beach resort dating the original Dead by Daylight monsters.
Okay, we may have to add this to our dating sim roster
for our Doki Doki Literature Club panel. I haven't played it. Frankly, I'm waiting for Louise to play it, because she is the like dating sim expert. I literally had to I say had to. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but listen to her basically give a TED talk on her favorite dating sims to a friend of hers the other day.
Please tell me Hatful Boyfriend made the list.
No, she's not a huge fan of parody ones. It's all very legitimate ones.
Excuse you. Hatful Boyfriend is incredibly legitimate.
Yeah, just the one thing I hope. I suppose I kind of hope that, because I haven't played much Dead by Daylight, but I know like they started kind of gradually bringing in like licensed monsters, like the Predator, like Freddy Krueger,
They
like
had a
Jason.
Pyramid Head at one point, didn't they?
Yeah, no, I think these are all like DLC characters that are you can probably still play with. So I like to believe that there is a universe not too far in the future where gradually they get added to the dating sim, and I can date Jason in a thong.
Yeah, I want to date.
Hey, Thoughty Pyramid Head.
Yeah, I want to date me some Pyramid Head.
My friend, one of my friends who is a massive Silent Hill fan has an absolute bug in his butt about how Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2 just gradually just gained a thicker ass. Completely thoughtier Pyramid Head.
Yeah, that booty. I'm a sucker for a good booty.
Especially when it's a booty that signifies the anxieties of my dead wife.
No, but seriously, like, even because I've been watching the Orville lately, and the robot in the Orville has no right to have such a good butt. Like, absolutely no right. It's a robot. Why is the robot thick?
We've come a long way since Data.
and there's way more butt shots for this robot than there should be. They're always showing him from behind, and it's just like,
Now, do they proclaim to what purpose this robot was built for?
Yeah, so he's built by a race of robots who basically overthrew their creators. So they were created to be kind of servants, slaves, if you want to call them. And they basically rose up, killed their creators, and then started creating more of themselves. And his sole purpose is he basically joins the Starfleet to just gather information on humanity and send it back to his people.
With a juicy ass. With
a juicy butt, yeah. He's dummy thick.
Well, you know what? We've actually still got some time left. So, we are a panel of Trekkies. I don't know if Keane's watched it. I certainly haven't. Katie, how about you give us a pitch for the Orville?
Yeah, so the Orville it's basically, to kind of sum it up very quickly, it's like if Galaxy Quest and Black Mirror were kind of put next to one another, and they sort of just, congealed off a bit and created some kind of weird love baby. Right. And it's also created and starring Seth MacFarlane, so take from that what you will.
I'm assuming, like, my first guess is musical numbers.
I haven't seen any there now. Later, I suppose in later series there are some I wouldn't say musical numbers, but like performances of people playing guitar and stuff, but I haven't seen, so it's kind of, I've seen like some of season 1, a little bit of season 2, and then some of season 3, so I actually need to go back and watch it properly. But it's everything that I want from a space show, like it has all of the best parts, in my opinion, from like Star Wars and Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica, all this kind of stuff. Like, but it's delivered in a way that's, it's funny, but then also they tackle a lot of very serious issues, and they do it really, really well.
Okay.
So like there's an episode kind of, it's early enough in the series, and it's basically one of the characters is an alien from a race of an all male species, and he lays an egg, and because they can apparently, and the egg hatches. Like all men, yeah, and well, the egg hatches, and it turns out to be female, and then there's this whole ethical, moral dilemma of, okay, the culture demands that we put this child under surgery to become male because we're an all-male species and we can't have females. And then there's just the whole ethical dilemma of, well, I don't want you to force my child to be a male, but she's going to be shunned if she grows up female, and it's but it's done very, very well.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of those kind of like the concept of forced transitioning to like forced transitioning to a certain gender
Yeah.
is kind of one of those moral quandaries you don't come up a lot with, and kind of would be very specific to sci-fi. Interesting. Yeah, no, like I'd be intrigued to see, like, as I say, if they handle it well, that could just be kind of an interesting thought experiment, I suppose.
Yeah, no, they do have some really good moments. Now, like I said, I need to actually go back and watch it in order. But it is. It's a lovely show. It really is.
Hell yeah. I'm currently kind of binging my way through Voyager. So
yeah,
I'm getting my space fill of every couple of days watching Catherine Janeway say, screw it, let's literally dive straight into the heart of X star. She does that so many times in Voyager, and it's excellent every time.
Yeah, but like even like the very first scene of the very first episode, like Seth MacFarlane comes home from, he's been off on a voyage or whatever. He finds his wife cheating on him with an alien, and he's like, he's just like, nope, we're not doing this, nope. And he just leaves. And then like a year, it skips by a year, and it turns out that she's going to be his first officer on the ship, and he has to learn how to deal with that.
Sitcom ensues.
Yeah, it's very well done, I think. Like, and even the way their relationship grows throughout the show is, the fact that they kind of try and learn to be friends, even though there's this whole animosity and everything. Like it's very well done.
Okay. I think you said it's on Disney, isn't it?
Yeah, Disney. Yeah.
Well, definitely. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I think I'll check that out when I've had my fill of Voyager.
Yeah, that's fair. When you need a new space fix.
when I need more space to fill the space in my life.
Yeah, and
listen,
actually,
I've been trying my best to fill the void the Expanse left. Bryn's not here, but like Bryn can hear me internally and is screaming that yes, everyone should watch the Expanse.
They should, even though I haven't seen it. You should watch the Expanse.
Yeah, and like even just for the special effects makeup, like because in the first couple of episodes you can tell it's kind of low budget, but it still looks really well. And then like up to season 3, you can tell they've gotten a much bigger budget. But like even for the low budget, the special effects makeup is so good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
really,
really
that's
good.
Oh yeah, like those, like if you have like a talented enough artist and just a good enough cinematographer, low budget special effects can look great.
And actually, there's a whole bunch of like celebrity cameos as well. Like Liam Neeson appears for 5 seconds. Charlize Theron is in an episode. Patrick Warburton, like Rob Lowe. They just kind of turn up randomly.
Hell yeah. I'd say it's like a ball.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Seth MacFarlane made it though, didn't he?
Yeah, he made it, and he's the lead character.
Oh.
You don't sound too happy about that.
So sad. No, it's the sadness that gets me.
Like, oh,
I wouldn't call myself a big Seth MacFarlane fan, and probably to try to put me off the show, watching the show in general. There's just a deep sorrow in that.
Yeah, all I will say is don't judge it by Family Guy standards.
Okay, because that's
like give it a chance.
Like I see the thing with Seth MacFarlane, like Family Guy, I went off it because it was just so mean.
Yeah.
And mean-spirited. American Dad is hilarious still. Pretty much just because of Roger, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I really, really like Ted 1 and 2. So, but then A Million Ways to Die in the West was awful. So, and stuff like that. So, I mean, he's very hit and miss. So I'm like, but then again, yeah, this could be something good. I'm gonna, maybe my sorrowfulness isn't justified, but I'm just like, oh no, how are you going to ruin this whole concept set?
No, I'll just say give it a chance, because
Okay.
it is as I suppose as Cian would put it, it's a wonderful little show. Like
Cian says that about everything.
No, but it does have some like, this is coming from me, the
This is
resident
true.
naysayer, you know.
This is true. Yeah, no, I think a strong endorsement is like I would look. No disrespect to King because he's not here to defend himself, but an endorsement from you, Katie, would be a much stronger endorsement than Keane, who thinks everything is wonderful, which to his credit is great, but just don't know how he does it.
Doesn't narrow things down for us.
doesn't, because everything is wonderful. But that should be a panel we do. Literally everything is wonderful described by Keane.
Everything's wonderful. Yeah, I can get on board with that.
I think we could all do with a little bit of Keane's perspective.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, like I try to be a bit more less negative, but sometimes it just happens. You know, it's just the way.
Sometimes you just need to let the hate out.
I say I don't even hate anything. I just, there's just there's only so much alcohol in the world, you know.
That's fair.
You can only
drink
so
through the
much.
sadness so much.
No, it's like I went to go see a band a couple of weeks ago, before I got COVID again, and when I go see my friend's band, they were great, and then there was a band on after them, and they were terrible. But the more I drank, the less I cared about it. But by the end of the set, I was locked, and this was a 4 in the day. So I was getting hammered, and I was just like, I remember texting my friend. I was like, "These guys suck," you know. But I didn't realize how like loud I was because I was locked. But, yeah, matinee shows are fun.
There's something. Do you know what though? There's something so wholesome about getting drunk during the day.
Yeah.
Oh, day drinking. Day drinking is a wonderful pleasure of life.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But it felt like not the day because it was a gig. It was
because
bizarre.
you're inside
it was still
and it's
dark.
Yeah.
Well, you're inside, you don't know the difference. You're like one of the birds when you put the cloth over them. I think it's nighttime, you know. So no, that was fun. But yeah, so that's
what? No, forget Prey, forget the Orville. That's our one. Here's our one glowing endorsement for the show. Day drinking. Kids, try it home.
If you survive lockdowns, then you know it well.
But with that, we are actually running out of time. Katie, have you got anything to plug for us?
Nothing major, just still plugging away at my own balloon stuff and trying to get my Acutely Morbid website up and running again. So keep an eye out for that. I'll probably do like a big sale or discount or something. So please buy my stuff because I'm poor and need money.
Hell yeah. Get a hell yeah for being poor.
Yeah.
As always, you can find me here pretty much every week, and you can follow me over on Twitter at KevTalika94. And I'm going to leave it to Dara to spin us out with the Nerd to Know reps.
Yeah. So again, if you're listening to us on Phoenix 92.5 FM, which you probably aren't because this isn't going on the radio, go over to nerdtomedia.com. If this is your first show, please do like, subscribe, share the content. That makes a huge difference. Again, please do subscribe to the YouTube. We're going to start putting stuff up on YouTube again, which is cool. Because I have a computer that can do it again, Kev.
Hell yeah.
Because it took so long that
got more RAM.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't have a computer for like 3 months. And then I just got out of the habit. Now everything works. So I'm like, cool, let's go do it. So YouTube's going to be back up again. We're going to be trying to go live. I'm trying to get the phone system back working again. So we'll be able to do calls and all that kind of stuff as well. nerdtoknowmedia.com is where you can get all of our shows. All the links are there. And yeah, see you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Join us at nerdtoknowmedia.com.
Alright, so you're listening to the podcast, you're like, hey, I'm not in Ireland, how do I get in touch? Well, TuneIn has you covered. That's how you can check us out live when we're on the radio. You go to TuneIn and download the app, or you can check out the live streams on nerdtoknowmedia.com or Phoenix 92.5 FM. If you want to get in contact with us, it's very easy. Nerd to Know Media everywhere. Nerd to Know Media on Twitter, Nerd to Know Media Instagram, Nerd to Know Media on Twitch, Nerd to Know Media at gmail.com if you want to reach out via email. Hope to hear from you soon.
What are you doing over there in Ireland? Like with the freaking leprechauns and everything. That's not cool. You should be over there with the cosplayers. At least then you could, like, I don't know, pretend like you got, I don't know, some kind of thing going on. Yeah, would you give me a Brooklyn way? Yeah, would you? Sarah? Anyway, we miss you.
Face down, face up, trap cuts, spell cuts, then time to let go. I love it. All I do is just believe in them.
Thank you for listening to a Nerd to Know Media production.